So good to see you, Vidya.
Good to see you too.
Tell us how you came on board, how you become part of Who's Your Daddy too.
So I think I'm just like everybody's last minute choice, I feel, after Mismatched, which came to me 2 days before I started shooting. This was exactly the same. 2 days before we started shooting, I get a call from Alt Balaji and the team. In fact, they'd actually approached me like 3 weeks before that, but somehow that time it didn't work out. I don't know what happened. But yeah, 2 days before the shoot, I was suddenly, I got a call, and then it just kind of, everything just like fell into place. And I was in Amritsar 2 days, literally 2 days after that. So yeah, it was rather last minute, and I guess that worked really well with Mismatched. And I'm really hoping the luck continues and it works with Who's Your Daddy too as well.
What is the director's brief? जब आप जाते हैं आपको किसी किरदार के लिए बुलाया जाता है, यहाँ क्या brief था?
So I think the one thing that he said, which I thought was, which really got me excited, was he's saying let people see Vidya that they've never seen before, and which was really interesting for me because I've never played an out-and-out Punjabi character. I've never really put like red lipstick on my lips and done stuff. It's like even in real life, I prefer being slightly subdued. So I was like a slightly loud, feisty Punjaban. Also, it's a bit of a challenge when you say, when you take up a part, and I'm not from that side of the country. I don't know how to speak Punjabi, but just to take on a challenge, I said, you know what, I think I will be able to pull this off. I might be able to, but I remember going on set, and the first thing I told everybody was, nobody is ever going to talk to me in English now. Let's just speak in Hindi and try and see how try and see how Punjabi can be incorporated in that space. Because I think just the way we live in cities, and I feel like we have started thinking in English. At least that's what happened to me. Even when I was playing Zeenat Karim in Mismatched, again, I could feel it that it's a kind of difficult for me to speak like full-on Hindi, and that's not right because. Hello, that's the national language, or even Marathi for that matter, which is my, mother tongue. And yeah, so it was an effort to bring that Punjabiyat in me, but I think it kind of worked out. Chirag was very helpful, and so was everybody else, because I guess as an actor, what you visualize, what you observe is really important. And I'm so glad we were shooting in north of India, because then I was actually looking at other people and seeing how they talk and trying to talk like, okay, this is like the normal lingo. ये लहजा उनका ऐसा है, so maybe I can take that in as well. Of course, it's not that I come from a slightly affluent background, and I'm married to him, so there's a certain way I live in terms of the clothes that I wear may be bright, and the lipstick that I wear maybe like a red or a dark pink, but otherwise, like, she's like a proper person. She's got her spa business going on. She's quite proper that way. So it was nice. It was different.
It also reminded me of the female actress who have done Vicky Donner.
Yami.
The one who played Ayushman's mother. She runs the same parlor.
Dolly? Was it?
Dolly.
I don't know. Is
Dolly,
it? Yeah,
Dolly.
I remember. No, so I didn't really, think of that or anything. Like I said, this was anyway so last minute, so there was no prep or homework that I would have loved to do. Ideally, for me, if you are going to give me an accent that I have to pick from something else, I think I would literally charter the whole script and then work on the nuances as to where I need to get that, and that I think requires a lot of study beforehand. You can't go on set and do things like that. Thankfully for me, I think I've lived in Delhi for 3 years, but of course that was like 20 years ago. But it wasn't incredibly tough to pick it up. So I think in the whole show, it's there. It's not that I don't speak in Hindi and I'm only talking in Punjabi. No, it's obviously a Hindi show. But I think at certain places, and also just the way of talking is very different from, say, a Zeenat or a Vidya or Vidya Sharma from Chak De. So it's completely different. Even the way she fights, and even the way she, tells people off, or even when she's like, sweetly talking to her husband, everything. I felt like I've got a little bit of that, little bit of the North Indian space in my head, body, language, everything. But अब देखते हैं, hopefully it's turned out and it's made sense. It makes sense to everybody else as well.
Is it an intentional effort to break the image what you have done in the past? You know, जिस तरह के किरदार आप करके जा रहे हैं, हर कोशिश मैं देख रहा हूँ हर दूसरे किरदार में कोशिश है कि पिछला ना रिपीट हो.
मतलब you know, you can see, if I was making something for myself, I would make sure that I break the barriers every time. But what you can do is whatever stuff that you get, you can just play and do something different with it. Like मुझे after Chak De, even when Inside Edge came out, Inside Edge season 2 में मुझे इसलिए cast किया गया था क्योंकि मैं Chak De में hockey player रही हूँ, you know, so that space was still very similar. But after that, I think with Kali, I've never played a police officer. I mean, a hard-ass cop. I don't even know how to play that. But somehow we kind of managed and I maneuvered myself around that as well. So that was great. So I think I'm just happy that there are people who are looking at me like that. And I also have to, I mean, whatever you may say about social media, but I also think that that's also come about because of my Instagram account or the things that I do. Because it's not fair for you to just put an actor in a bracket. I will jump out of it and I will keep jumping out of it if I get a chance. For sure, every single time.
What do you think the USP of this series is?
No, I'm not that cocky. But I think it's just, I truly believe that when people come together and there are certain synergies and energies that match, it was an incredibly grueling shoot from morning to night. That's all we were doing. We finished this whole 10 episodes in 17 days. That's a feat, I must say. And it only came about with all the stuff that was going wrong, with the weather, with anything and everything, with people falling sick, including myself. I think eventually you can tell that there is a bond and it's created something nice between us. So all of us were literally living like a family, and you will actually see that because that's the synergy that I think as an audience, if you get into it, you really catch and you get attached to.
The last, what message do you want to, to the audience, why they come and be a part of Who's Your Daddy?
I think if you want to get a fun roller coaster ride out, and I think everybody likes fun and roller coaster rides, right? So yeah, if you want that, you must watch Who's Your Daddy, which is season 2, which is releasing on Alt Balaji and Z5 on the 22nd of December. Like right now, it's like right there.